Welcome back to the Cozy Rosy Crochet channel. With the warmer weather that we've been facing recently, I thought it would be the ideal time to discuss one of those challenges that many of us will have faced with our crocheting when it is really hot. Now, I don't know about you, but I crochet all year round, and the summer months are not a time for me to stop crocheting, and I certainly don't only crochet when it's cold. There are, of course, some projects that have become a little bit more uncomfortable to crochet when it is warmer, especially when you're crocheting up a blanket, you're surrounded by balls of yarn, you've even got a growing blanket on your lap. It can become a little bit uncomfortable when you're crocheting and that temperature is rising. So today I thought I would share with you some of my top tips for crocheting when the weather is hotting up so that we can still crochet comfortably. One of the easiest ways to make crochet that little bit more comfortable in the summer months is, of course, choosing projects that are on the smaller side. As much as I love stitching up a full-size sweater or a cozy blanket, when it is a little bit warmer, it's not necessarily the best choice to have a huge project sat on your lap when it's at least 28 degrees outside. Instead, I find myself reaching to make smaller projects like market bags, summer tops, shawls and accessories. These projects tend to be lighter to hold, a lot more portable for those day trips out, and of course they don't leave you wrapped up in yarn when you're already warm from the weather. What I really love about summer is it is the perfect excuse to try different fibres. Now, cotton will always be a summer-friendly fibre, but we shouldn't stop there. There are so many different blends out there for us to try, and other different natural breathable fabrics that we can be creating with our crochet. From linen, bamboo, and lots of different cotton blends. The choices are so wide and varied for us when we're selecting something to be stitching up in summer. For me, I cannot stand the sound of acrylic yarn squeaking on my hook as I am fighting to work in the warmer weather. I think it's a combination of sweaty hands and just generally being hot that working with that acrylic yarn in the warmth does not appeal to me at all, especially when we have such amazingly different fibres we can be trying. I have a whole host of different ideas for you to try when it comes to different fibres. In spring, I shared a whole video of different fibres that are worth trying, and all of them ring true for stitching in summer, including my very own favourite, the Stylecraft Naturals Bamboo. The range of colours that this yarn is available in is pretty mind-blowing, and anything that's blended with bamboo is designed for summer in mind, with its breathability and its pleasure to wear next to the skin. If you'd like even more ideas of different fibres to try, I've popped a link in the description box for you to share all of those fibres that I talked about in spring, or you can go ahead and check out the video I've linked in the top right hand corner for you. One of the other challenges we may face with the warmer weather is not necessarily the project we're stitching, but perhaps the time of day that we've picked to sit and stitch. It could be that we're picking the warmest part of the day, and sometimes that isn't always the greatest idea. For me in summer, I would tend to pick an earlier part of the day to sit and stitch because it's generally cooler, you can get a nice breeze coming in through the window, or I would take my crochet outside with me in the evening. In this occasion, I actually managed to sit down and do some stitching underneath my parasol while there was a thunderstorm going on. It's not always that the evenings cool down enough for us to be able to sit outside, but when they do, it is definitely more pleasurable to do it when the weather It's always a little bit more pleasurable to crochet when those temperatures start to cool down in the latter part of the day. It really is amazing how quickly our projects can grow, even if we're only able to fit in an hour a day when those temperatures are at their lowest. I'd love to know where your favourite crochet spot is in the summer months. This one can sound really obvious, but it really does make quite a big difference. If you have next to you a cold drink with some ice in it even, it's great to take sips from and to help keep your hands that little bit cooler when that weather is its warmest. So keep a cold drink nearby, take regular breaks so that your hands don't get too swollen, and if you're indoors, pop a fan on. If, like me, your feet tend to swell in the summer, you may find that it's the perfect time to pop your feet up as you crochet to help bring down any swelling that you're experiencing. One of the things I do most regularly when I am taking a break from my crochet on those warmer days is I take the time to give my hands and my forearms a wash. You'll be surprised how rinsing your arms and hands in cool water just brings down your whole body temperature. Hitting the pulse points of both your wrists and your, I would say elbows, I know that's not what it's called, inner elbows, will help bring your temperature down and mean that you can extend your crochet session just that little bit more. I do have to admit, one of my favourite things to do in summer is to take my crochet somewhere different. It might just be to the decking at the back of the garden, but it could be taking it to a cafe to enjoy a nice iced coffee, taking it with me, of course, on holiday, even to a picnic. It really is quite special to bring a project along with you to enjoy in the fresh air. I would recommend hunting out the shade though, especially if you're working with those darker yarns. When we're talking about taking our crochet out on a day trip with us, of course we are looking for projects that are portable. Summer often means that we have time for going out, maybe going to a local fete. Perhaps you're heading out to take in a manor house, that's one of my favourite things to do, or even just sitting in the garden. And maybe invest in a really nice crochet project bag so that you don't have to be lugging it around inside your actual handbag. I really love this bag that I've bought from Unseen Yarns. It's so bright and colourful and it's perfect for travelling just with a few skeins or a few balls of yarn so that you can carry your current project around with you. Having a project that's easy to throw into a project bag and take out with you alongside all your other essentials means that you can literally pick it up and go whenever you feel like it. Remember, a few rows every now and then add up to a finished project sooner than you know it. One of the biggest things that we need to remember when it comes to our crochet is that it is supposed to be enjoyable. If you're already halfway through a giant blanket and you're feeling guilty that you're not working on it because it's too hot, let that guilt go and pick up something that you can keep practicing your skills with. If you're not enjoying your current project, there is nothing wrong with setting it aside and picking up something that's going to be more enjoyable and more practical for the warmer weather. It won't be long until this warm weather has passed and we'll be back into autumn, celebrating those cooler days and snuggling under those bigger projects once again. Sometimes all we need is a little seasonal project to keep our crojo going. I would really love to know if you switch up the projects you make in summer. Or are you someone who happily carries on stitching up blankets and cardigans all year round? Do you stick with your regular acrylic yarns or are you switching to those lighter weight cotton fabrics and linens to stitch up as well? Do let me know in the comments below whether you are a summer stitcher or if you carry on with your heavier projects. This is a short and sweet video just sharing some of my tips with you. Don't forget, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and I'm going to see you in the next video.